Bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, assalamu alaikum, peace be upon all of you. So when you get triggered by kids, your body naturally tenses up, and that can cause you to act on that tension and the adrenaline that is being injected into your body because of that. And it can create tense interactions between you and the young person you're trying to nurture. And that has compounding negative effects, and staying relaxed in your interactions with young people is something crucially important. So you want to abort that adrenaline process instead. You want to relax your face and your body, and you want to shift the part of your mind that you're operating from your hindbrain to your prefrontal cortex, where you can reason better. And this begins with breathing. Overall, it involves relaxing your breath, your face, and your body overall, but it begins with breathing, because breathing is something that you do it automatically, but you can take control over it. And your breathing affects your entire rib cage and your entire diaphragm, which is directly connected to your spinal cord, which is where all the messages from your brain are being sent throughout your body. So if you allow all that to stay tense, then your whole body is going to be tense and your overall being is going to be tense. But if you take intentional control of it, you train yourself to relax during that, then you can relax your whole body, and that's the beginning to having successful interactions with young people. So when a kid does something that triggers you and you start to tense up, what will happen is both your heart rate and your breath will quicken. So this is a practice video to practice the breathing. So we're first going to do a long breath in and a long breath out, just to reflect while doing that of how obvious it is that the breath in is what tenses you up, and the breath out relaxes you. So we'll just do that together. Long breath in. And then the long breath out. And it's really obvious what tenses you up. So when your breath starts to quicken, the in it tends to be that the in comes in really strong and therefore gets a little more deep, and the out breath gets a little more shallow and quick. They're both quick, but the in breath happens stronger, and you get a breathing that's kind of, more like, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but that's how breathing starts to go when your heart rate increases, which is what happens when you're triggered. So the key to the breathing is that you have to train yourself to lengthen out the out breath more and try to shallow the in breath. And this is something that you want to practice as a way to set your brain to recognize when you're being triggered and to begin training that as your impulsive reaction. And you'll have to do it a few times in real life when the kids when your kids actually do trigger you. But before that, you want to have practiced it as well, because you don't want to have to be thinking about what to do as much when it happens. So you want to think of the breath as like the type of breath you might take when you go from standing up to sitting down, which is a phase where your body naturally relaxes. Maybe standing up to lying down as well, like when you lie down to bed and that relaxation that your body feels. Me, I also think about when I'm sitting, for Muslims, I think about when I'm sitting at the end of the prayer, maybe coming up from the last sujood. I tend to feel very relaxed at that time. And after the taslim, we tend to have these relaxings. And it's an important time to remember Allah and remember the qadr of Allah. And, the patience that belief should give us should help us be patient with our internal selves. So to practice the breathing, we want to breathe in at one pace and then maybe breathe out at a count to 3, kind of like this. We're relaxing as we breathe out, making the in-breath shallow. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. So you begin like that. Now I'm sitting forward in my chair too. If you're sitting down while you do it, I'm going to sit back just to make sure that I can experience the relaxation of my shoulder muscles and my chest muscles while I'm doing it too. So breathe in shallow and breathe out like to a count of 3. Make the out breath longer. And my face is drawing down and I'm relaxing. My shoulders are relaxing, and that's leading to relaxation through my whole body. When you get triggered by kids, and that adrenaline spikes, it causes you to want to speed everything up and tense up. But it's very important to slow things down, in your interaction with kids. It allows you to think better and allows you to make better decisions. And this breathing is the first step. Breathe in, out, 3. Just sit with this and try to practice it. You can do it standing, you can do it sitting, but you want to shorten the in-breath and breathe out, about to a count of 3. It's not like a super hard in and an exaggerated out breath like maybe they do in some types of meditation or something like that. You want it to be something that happens a little more naturally than that. And it might make sense to practice it while standing and sitting, but the point is you want to practice it, and because it's going to help slow everything down and shift where you're thinking, and it's key to cueing the facial expression and body language that you have to with young kids, kids of all ages, teenagers as well, in order to demonstrate to them that you're in control of the situation, that you're not so emotionally impacted by what their actions do, and that is what allows them to buy into a sense of your authority. So the next thing we'll work on is facial expression.